Namaskar friends. Today our channel is presenting a summary of chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Geeta. In this chapter, Arjun asks 7 questions of Sri Krishna. Arjun said, O Madhusudan, what is Brahman? What is spirituality? What are the meanings of the terms Adhidev, Adhibhut and Adhiyagya? On this, Sri Krishna said, Arjun, that which is eternal, self-existent, all-pervading, that Supreme Lord is called Brahma. Know that I myself am Brahma. Spirituality means getting to know that conscious soul which is a part of me and is present in all beings. My vast form, which includes the sun, the moon, and all other gods, etc., is called Adhidev. Adhibhut is the term for this mortal world, all of whose matter and beings are perishable. And Adhiyagya is this body through which we perform all actions like yagya, etc. I am the master of this as well. Now Arjuna asks Sri Krishna, O Madhusudan, who all are reborn after death, and which kind of yogis get liberated from the cycle of birth and death? Hey Madhav, please explain this mystery of death in detail. Krishna said, O son of Kunti, whoever a person brings to mind in his final moments while giving up his body, it is the same entity that he attains after death. Great yogis and sages practice constantly dwelling upon me, so that they may breathe their last while remembering me and attain salvation. The yogi who renounces life while bringing all his senses under control, fixing his mind on the divine, focusing the life force between the two eyebrows and uttering Om, that yogi attains the highest destiny, the supreme abode, that is me, and is freed of the cycle of birth and death. But just like the great yogis and sages, my devotee too attains me. And yes, one day of Brahma is 1,000 ages long, and one night of Brahma equals another 1,000 ages. The whole world is born of my unmanifest power in one day of Brahma, and in one night of Brahma, this entire world gets absorbed back into this unmanifest power. In this way, the whole world is subject to me. O Arjun, you should also meditate on me at all times. Arjun, now let me tell you about the mystery of leaving this world, that is, death. Friends, before we hear this from Sri Krishna, it is essential we understand the meanings of 4 key terms: Krishna Paksh, Shukla Paksh, Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. 15 days of each month, when the moon is on the wane until it appears a mere streak in the sky, this period of the waning moon is called the Krishna Paksh. The moon then begins to grow for 15 days until it appears as the full moon. This period of the waxing moon is called the Shukla Paksh. Uttarayan refers to those 6 months of the year when the sun moves from the south to the north. On the other hand, the period of 6 months when the sun moves from the north to the south is called Dakshinayan. Sri Krishna said, Arjun, now I shall tell you which time of death signifies that a person will not take rebirth after leaving the body, and which time of passing means that they will be born again. Parth, there are 2 paths to leaving behind the mortal body. One is the path of light, and the other is the path of darkness. When there is full light of day, the moon is waxing in the Shukla Paksh, and the sun is in Uttarayan. The yogi renouncing his life at such a time attains Brahma. He is freed from the bondage of birth and death in this world. This is called the path of light. On the other hand, when it is the dark of the night, the moon is waning in the Krishna Paksh and the sun is in Dakshinayan. The person renouncing his life at such time first goes to heaven for a while to enjoy the fruits of his good deeds and is then reborn on earth. This is called the path of darkness. Friends, in this chapter we learnt that just as the date and time of birth of a child gives some indication of his future, similarly one's time of death too shows his subsequent destiny. That is the reason why Pitama Bhishma patiently waited on his bed of arrows for the right time to give up his life. This was a summary of the 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Namaskar. Jai Shri Krishna.